And we welcome you back into Fox Eyes on the Hill Live this Sunday morning. Our other big story that we've been following today is the 21 years now that have passed since the 9/11 terror attacks. Nearly 3,000 Americans tragically died that day, many, of course, right here in the D.C. region. We want to welcome in retired Army Captain Scott Davidson to talk about his personal experience from that day when his cousin and best friend Jason Kane died at the World Trade Center. We thank you for joining us this morning. We thank you for your service, Scott. When we reach these anniversaries now, we do tend to try and travel a little bit. So I want you to do that. Where were you? What were you doing? And how did it change your life?
Well, for me, obviously, it changed my life because I lost a loved one. And the reality of that is it was not just a loved one, it was someone that was very important to me. He was absolutely my mentor. Where I was that day, I was actually in training, and I was in the Army in Fort Bliss, Texas. And when I was woken up, obviously, because it was a couple hours earlier, when the towers hit. But more importantly was, a part of that story is more interesting from a historic perspective. Two things that are interesting about 9/11 as far as time travel. The first thing was my cousin was just an outstanding human being. He did, just the powerhouse you can imagine. And when he found out I wanted to join the Army, he offered me a job to go work at Cantor Fitzgerald, which was the hardest hit firm. I had turned that down and joined the Army. So that was 2 years prior to 9/11. And then the other part of it was, I actually, a very interesting story I kind of reflect on now, especially after all these years, and after the withdrawal of Afghanistan, I started really thinking about it, and the 20th anniversary of it. I actually had been in the towers 6 weeks prior to the fall of the towers, and I was sitting and I went to visit my cousin. I had a wedding that day. It was at the Windows of the World, and he worked obviously in the North Tower at Cantor Fitzgerald, and he said, "Hey, come in and meet me." And he comes to meet me. We're in the lobby in the North Tower, and the hardest thing about this was, so if you've ever been to the Windows of the Tower before, you go up a very long elevator.
This was the restaurant that was located at the top of the World Trade Center.
So we're taking an elevator up. It's a very long elevator. And halfway up, he stops and looks at me and he says, "Could you imagine what it was like to be here in the 93 bombings, to be stuck in this tower?" And I said, "It would have been terrible." He goes, "I can't even imagine that." And then we sat in silence and we went up. And that always kind of stays with me, because after that, we went and we had our drink. I actually toured all of Cantor Fitzgerald's offices. And the last thing he said to me before, the last thing I ever saw him was, he said, "Hey, I'm going to see you at Thanksgiving." I said, "I'm absolutely going to see you at Thanksgiving." And then he turned away.
As we sit here right now on this 21st anniversary, there have been major developments over the past year since we observed the 20th anniversary. The biggest one, I would think, being the U.S. successfully taking out Ayman al-Zawahiri, who was, at the time of the 9/11 attacks, the second in command of Al-Qaeda. He, of course, then took over that organization after the death of Osama bin Laden. Where are we right now, in your professional military opinion, when it comes to Al-Qaeda? Do they still represent a tangible threat to launch terrorist attacks against the United States, or are they contained, disassembled, put in a corner, put in a box right now?
It's a great question. I personally believe, again, from professional experience, they're not contained. We have no insight to what's really going on inside of Afghanistan after the withdrawal happened. And just like it was back years ago when we had this big issue, obviously, in the terrible attack, they sat there and they planned it from there. And we no longer control the ground or anything around there. I understand we can do drone strikes and things like that, but it's still not going to be able to interrupt the intelligence and terror cell that goes on there. So I don't think it's diminished at all. I think it's still strong, and there's obviously absolutely still a threat.
We are a year plus since the U.S. pulling out of Afghanistan. At that time, the Taliban, who took over Afghanistan, had made pledges and promises about a whole host of things, ranging from, women's rights, which seemingly were dismissed almost as soon as they were made, to not allowing Afghanistan to once become a base camp for terrorist organizations. Now, how compromised are we on our ability to track that? Because obviously there are concerns that the Taliban had once before allowed Al-Qaeda to do this. How do we know that they're not doing it again?
We don't. I mean, can we even trust them? I mean, we're talking about we flipped the switch. One day we're sitting there and, we have a 2,500 person presence inside Bagram and, all the other areas inside of Afghanistan, and they're still the enemy, right? Don't get me wrong. And you're telling me that in that moment, after 20 years of fighting with them, we can just flip the switch and they're going to be trustworthy and everything's okay? I don't believe so.
We had the Pakistan ambassador here last week in your chair. Do we need to rededicate ourselves on this 9/11 that we don't allow that to happen again?
Yeah, absolutely. Because if not, we're going to find ourselves, I don't know when it's going to be, we'll find ourselves in the same position we did 21 years ago today.
He is Scott Davidson. He's a retired Army captain, combat veteran. We are honored to have you here on this 9/11 anniversary. We thank you, of course, for your service and our condolences for your own personal loss on 9/11 as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.